What is up, guys? It is Ultimate Spy 53 here, and today I am doing reviewed number 9. Um, and I'm going to be reviewing the Pirates of the Caribbean Quadrilogy. Um, so this is the all 4 movies that they've made as of now. They're coming out with a new one next year, on May 26th, called Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. But since it's not out yet, I thought I might review the first 4 movies that they came out with. So starting with the first one, let me just kind of um, starting with the first one. Before I go into the little trailer thing I usually show, hang on, let me adjust this camera. Okay, so for the first one, I loved it. It was a very good movie. It was very kind of like, it was kind of dark, and what do you expect for a kind of pirate movie? It had great characters. It was, very spooky because of the Black Pearl. It had a lot of like, it just had a lot of crazy stuff in it. The casting was pretty good. You got Johnny Depp, you get Jeffrey. I don't really know about Jeffrey Wright much, but Orlando Bloom, he was in Lord of the Rings, which came out a couple years ago, a couple years before that. He played Legolas. And then you got Keira Knightley, who wasn't really anything besides Star Wars. She wasn't really. This is like her the big. This is like where she really got famous. Is Pirates of the Caribbean. Now I'm just gonna show a little trailer here, like I usually do. To show an example of this. I like how it starts off with young Elizabeth. That was great. Like how she meets Will Turner. That was awesome. And the fact that he's a pirate, and it's just amazing. And then she grows up, and I love the character of Barbosa. He's just so dark, and I don't know. It's just he's such a pirate. Like he really feels like he knows what he's doing. He's kind of a little scary a little bit. I like these ship battles. Ship battles. Actually, these are my 2 favorite characters. Besides, these are my 2 favorite side characters. I believe this is Pintel and this is Vergidi. I think Vergidi is played by Mackenzie Crook, and this guy's played by Lee Arenberg or whatever. He plays Leroy, and also in Grumpy, one of the 7 dwarves, in the ABC fairy tale drama Once Upon a Time, which is a very good series. You should check that out. So anyway, yeah, these are my favorite two side characters because they're comic relief. They're always actually the comic relief is the 2 guards that'll probably show up later in the trailer. But this just feels ancient, like really great. I love the classic line. "Hello, puppet." That was like, everyone's favorite Pirates of the Caribbean line. This is just like, what's really crazy is that she poses as, her last name is Turner. That was kind of weird because that doesn't usually happen, ever. Because you don't usually have that. I mean, I guess she did because she was falling in love with Will, so makes sense. But yeah, this was one of the greatest. This is a very funny scene where he's on the ship, and then he just like, the ship sinks, and then and then he looks like he's on a big ship at first. He's one of the best characters ever. Um, the fight scenes are really well coordinated. They're really really good. Um, the acting is phenomenal. Really, they do a good job with it. It really feels like you're in a different world, kind of like a British Navy world. It's definitely a pirate movie. It just feels so. I mean, I feel that Captain Jack Sparrow is not really not like a. He doesn't feel like one of those dangerous pirates. He's just kind of like the kind of the friendly, kind of eccentric pirate that doesn't really know what he's doing, and like he's just kind of clueless at things. Kind of clumsy, like I guess in a way. I love the first movie, at least, the battle between the ghost pirates and the Buccaneers, I guess what it's called. That's really crazy. What's kind of crazy is how a lot of them people wear wigs. That doesn't. I mean, I guess it's at a time period where people wear wigs. I guess that's really a thing. I think my favorite line from this movie is this scene right here where there's the guy who says who goes up to Will and he says say goodbye, and then there's sign just flops him out into the window, and Will's like goodbye. that was awesome right here, like that, right, that wasn't what I'm talking about here. This whole cave scene, that was kind of like, whoa, really really interesting, and it's just like, wow, man, really kind of dark and unsettling, like a pirate movie should be. I love these kind of things. The whole ghost pirate thing, that was a really cool idea to have that. I like the idea because that doesn't usually happen. You don't get that. You don't really get that that kind of thing. Also, the underwater scene, that was really, I don't know how they did that, but it looked real. It looked so real. Yeah. All this stuff, like, this was creepy. This was really creepy. This whole scene, just, ugh, my god, it was so creepy. It was the ghost and the skeleton at the same time. It's, like, really disturbing. Also, Jack, the monkey, he's actually quite scary. The stunts are really really well coordinated. I like the stunts. They're really really well done, and I think they did a good job with making them look, good. These are really like one thing that's been a thing for the movie is that every time that like everyone keeps calling him Jack Sparrow, not Captain Jack Sparrow, because that's his, he is a captain, so that's always funny. I like these ship things. I don't know what this means. I guess it's like a bishop or something, because he has a bishop hat on it. I don't know what that means. I guess, I don't know. It must be religious or something. I like the romance between Elizabeth and Will, because he starts off about this blacksmith, and he's turns out to be a pirate in the end. And I'm not a very not a pirate that's like really kind of, I don't know, like mean or anything like the other ones are. I don't think Jack Sparrow is actually a mean pirate. He's just kind of like the friendly, kind of goofy pirate that doesn't really know what he's doing at the time. He just kind of everyone wants to, like, I don't know, kill him or something. It's just like crazy. The special effects are pretty good. I like the special effects. These special effects are really crazy awesome. I kind of like it. This has been an ongoing act for the movie. I want to review a little more of that. These two girls, they kind of like slapping Jack, and they hate him for that. I probably deserve that. Yeah. So yeah, the first movie was good. I liked it. I thought it all the scenes were great. I mean, I thought the story was really well done, and I thought the entire movie was just great. It's not one of those movies. This is a franchise where it doesn't. I don't ever feel really like I don't know, like I don't ever feel bored by it. Like it's never really boring. It's just like one of those franchises that I love to enjoy, and it's fun to just watch and never. And so, that's kind of like I don't know, some of those movies where I don't know, Transformers or something. Like it's like one of those movies where it kind of feels boring, like nothing's happened. And the story isn't quick enough, and it just feels boring. And but this movie was very very good, and I kind of like I didn't even know that we learned that in this movie that the Black Pearl was originally Jack's ship. Was originally Captain Jack Sparrow's ship, um, and Captain Barbosa was actually his first mate, or something like that. And the fact that something happened to cause him to curse to have Barbosa take over the ship, and suddenly they're now cursed or something, and they break the curse, and he kills Barbosa at the end of the movie, which turned out to be he turned out not to be killed in towards the beginning of the third one, or and the second one, which is great. So yeah, that's all I can say for the first one. I mean, it had great casting. You got really good casting. I mean, I don't at the time I didn't really know much about Jeffrey Rush, but you know, the only thing I've really seen him in so far is Pirates of the Caribbean. And I'm really excited for the new one because that looks fun. So yeah, I mean, it looks believable. It looks like a pirate movie. It looks the makeup and effects are really really well done. So yeah. Okay, so for the second movie, now this is actually a very more disturbing movie. It kind of felt like, I don't know, just It was I think I think that was the beginning that was dark and kind of violent. It kind of became more. It kind of felt violent. You got the Kraken. You got David Jones. You got all these new characters that are invented. It's the same kind of cast except without Barbosa. Without Jeffrey Rush, but it was a good movie. You know, it a lot of new things. I'm gonna play the next trailer here. Let's see, where is this works. Okay, so here's the trailer for this movie. One thing I'm curious about, what's kind of crazy about this series is the fact that it's Disney, and Disney's supposed to be. Originally Disney was actually family oriented, kid oriented, and now it's kind of like the new movies that they have out. It's coming more kind of. Oh, sorry about that. That was not my fault. Forgive me. That's yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. As I was saying. It kind of got worse and just like not kid friendly as much as it did. I like the introduction. Okay, this scene, I don't know what happened. I guess Will Turner and Elizabeth Swan I think so. Yeah. I think they're trying to get married, but they can't get married. Because something happened. I guess there's a law or something that causing them to get married. They have only those characters like the Davy Jones crew, the introduction of Will Turner's dad, and yeah, a lot of great characters they have. I like the tribe stuff in the movie. The effects on these characters. I mean, they're obviously like motion capture, but the effects are just amazing. Like, they feel kind of deadly and real and like crazy. I mean, it's fish people. You have like a guy with a hammerhead shark thingy on him. You know, all these barnacle things, and I feel that David Jones' crew and David Jones himself was just creepy and terrifying and like all at once, just a big crazy thing. But yeah, I mean, it was a good movie. I liked it. It was very fun. Okay, the movie right here, the scene right here. Right here. Where they're going here. That's the scene where I'm talking about, where it's just kind of ridiculously. It just feels more. It just feels. I don't know, like more violent and kind of a movie you would not want to show to your kids or something. I don't know. Um, but yeah, it definitely felt different. It felt like a different movie than you're used to. The character of David Jones was just creepy, just like dark. It felt more darker than the first one. I mean, they're all kind of dark, but like this Pirates of the Caribbean is a dark movie series, but this is just it just felt like I don't know. This is very creepy. This is kind of like disgusting weirdly. It was disgustingly weird and just like, ugh, because he popped out his brain out and everything, and also the introduction of Calypso or T. I think it was T Diamond or whatever, but her real name was Calypso, and she actually married the she actually married David Jones. This is actually featured in the Blu-ray, and I think it was a Blu-ray trailer for Disney. This was the first thing that popped up, and actually I remember it. It was pretty good. Also, the fact that Elizabeth decides to become a pirate herself is kind of crazy. I don't think anybody expected that to happen. I didn't really, I never expected it to happen. Like it's not something that just happens. It just never happens. So yeah, and I like how they go on this island thing, and this was funny. This was like, it was funny seeing, kind of like with the Jurassic Park trilogy, or that's not that Quadrilogy last week with the last where the Jurassic Park 2, Lost World Jurassic Park, where the guy in the cave got scared of a snake. This kind of thing, same thing. They end up dying. They end up getting killed because of a snake. And they falling. The explosion, all the effects are it's the same kind of effects, you know. Everything is the same kind of thing. It's just great. That effect, like they want to make the effect look good. I like the this scene was funny where it's like this jar of dirt, and it's like it's like, no, I want the jar of dirt. It's like it was a really funny scene. Also, that scene was really crazy because it's like it's the heart. That scene right there, that was so, ugh, like it felt disturbingly disgusting. Also, the Davy Jones, crew ship is just, oh, gross, just so gross. I mean, to have that back the time that Davy Jones has always been underwater every 10 years is crazy. Like, come on, I would not want to do that. Anyway, but yeah, the battles were crazy awesome. They just felt real. Yeah, I mean, the Kraken was the most creepiest one. That was creepy. That was like really creepy. It really freaked me out. The Kraken was just the worst thing that ever happened to me. It really was. It definitely felt different. All of these scenes were funny. Yeah, like this scene, where like there's two scenes. One where where he's defending himself against fruit, and he's like stop, and he's like fruit on his on both pipes, and then another one where he's taking seasoning, and then he comes out of the tent, and there's this entire army of entire like village of people that from the farm people were like looking at it. And he's like, I'm just using a little seasoning, and then he like starts putting it, and then they just start cooking him. It's just really funny. That was like some parts of the movie were actually quite sad. But the cast is the same. Okay, that was creepy, because they just literally just popped out of the ship. It was just ugh. Also, like how Elizabeth becomes a pirate. The acting was phenomenal. It really was. It felt I mean, it was a good movie. I liked it. Like the first one, it was a good movie. They had not a lot of new characters. It definitely kind of, it felt like like one of those movies that like, I mean, it did feel like a little bit too long, but it definitely felt like a movie that was worth watching, and it was very good. They had a lot of good effect. The effects were good. The acting was great. The casting was great. They had a lot. They had lot of great um, special effects. A lot of explosions. The ship battles were great, but I felt Davy Jones was just creepy. He was so creepy. Um, like really, he surely was like the essence of a pirate that knows what he's doing and knows how to like terrify people. I mean, like seriously, there was a scene where he's lining up people, and one of the guys is like holding a cross, and like obviously he's religious, and he was terrified. Like David was the one character that was just terrifying, especially. Because he that's the motion capture that's to make the movie, the motion capture for David Jones and all the fish people. But it was definitely, I mean, it was kind of more, it felt more scarier than the first movie. I mean, the first movie was kind of pretty darn creepy, but this one was more centered. It just felt more creepy. One thing I noticed is that in the first two posters, if you see here and here, he doesn't have his hat at all. Like that's just advertised as not a hat, but like I mean, he doesn't always have his hat. More of a scarf, the red scarf thingy. It definitely felt. It was. I mean, I love Pirates of the Caribbean. I won't deny it. It was very good. It's a very good series, and I'm looking forward to the next one. I mean, I hope they do. They bring back some stuff from the other people, other three. But yeah. Anyway, that's what I can say for the second one. Good movie. Very very good movie. I was very. It was a very enjoyable movie when I saw it. I remember seeing it. It was very good. Um, it did set up for. It did set up for the the third one. Um, so this is the third one. As you can see, there are no credits on it, because I couldn't find a good picture there with that. I couldn't even find a good poster, but this is the best I could find. So the third one was the it felt like a climax. It really felt like the end of a trilogy. I mean, it was the end of a trilogy. It felt, like it was the end of everything. It's also the first time you get to see Jack with his hat on, which is a great hat. You got Bosa back. You got it felt more piratey, I guess. I don't know, because they have you actually get the introduction of Jack's dad. You get Barbosa back. You get the foreign people, or I think is Mifuna. I can't remember his name. But it was a good movie, and it was the final act for Elizabeth and Will, because of the movie they get married, and have a kid, and of course, Will becomes Davy Jones because they introduce Davy Jones because I think Captain Jack stabs the heart and causes Will to become the new Davy Jones. I don't know. Actually, I should go to the trailer going so I can do this. I can explain things better in perspective. So yeah, the third one. It is definitely my favorite movie. Definitely. It felt very very long. It definitely felt like a long movie. I like how the Black Pearl's back. I mean, I think actually no. Black Pearl's always been back. It's never really been gone. But you just I really it was a very good movie. It was the first movie that kind of like shot back to back, because the second one was shot back to back with the third one, and then the fourth one came out a few years later after that. But the third one, you get Captain Jack in Davy Jones' locker, which is crazy. You always get these crab-like things. It was good. I mean, I liked it. You have Barbosa back. You get all these characters. Actually, no, I think it was the first one where you mentioned the name of the next movie, or the fifth movie. Like how it really defines the end of the world. Um, it does. I mean, I like Jack's. His character has really evolved and changed, and really done like is just the performance that Johnny Depp brings to Captain Jack Sparrow really defines the character and makes him just feel like a good it just makes him a really good character. I love the character. He's kind of a clown. He just kind of doesn't know what he's doing. He makes deals that he doesn't remember making. Um, he's just so he's kind of clumsy. He kind of feels like a Jar Jar Binks of the Pirates of the Caribbean. I wouldn't say universe, but like world kind of series. Yeah. Um, the I love the relationship between Jack and and Jack the monkey, because he hates that monkey. He knows he hates that monkey, even though he's on the ship. Um, he just hates him. It was a great scene. Also love the costumes. The costumes have just been awesome. They've really changed. They've really done a good job. Um, the ships look amazing. The special the environment looks amazing. The landscapes looks pretty good. I mean, like the locations look pretty cool. I love the locations. Um, it's the same cast, obviously, as the first one at least. I don't think I remember the second one, but the first one at least. They bring back most of the cast from the first one. Um, it was my favorite. It's my favorite Pirates of the Caribbean movie because all these characters back. If Bubba was dead, is actually alive because she revived him. Um, it, I love it. It's just amazing. My favorite franchises. What's crazy about this character Cutlerback, and he wants the power to control the seas because he apparently, I mean, I tried to tell you would be making him pirate, sort of. Um, Jerry Jones back because he was not killed in the second one. I like how it's a Navy guy. It's a British Navy guy with a sea pirate. That's crazy. Um, all these characters just make the movie amazing. It really does. Although these I don't know what these kind of Indian people are for. I don't know what that is for. Um, I like it just it felt weird adding all these extra characters to it. It just didn't really feel like a pirate movie. With that, but the rest of it made it look like a. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, sorry. That's what happening. It just didn't feel like a pirate movie, even though it is. I mean, it just kind of always too many characters, I guess. The relationship between Elizabeth and Jack Sparrow is just crazy awesome. It just it's funny. It really is. Just like, because he's pretty to be done so nice and so like sinister at times. The acting is pretty good. The same kind of thing. It's humorous. It really feels like it's a funny movie. The effects are great. I love this battle. Right here, the battle between those two ships that was the great climax of the movie. This one's actually pretty cool. I didn't expect to get swords. Like, oh, swords, that's cool. Also, this is actually, I think this is kind of based off of the Finding of Yusha, or something like that. I like how they get married at the end of this. The scenes are really well. Like I said before, the scenes are really good, well choreographed. Oh, I apologize. I think I messed it up again. Sorry. Okay. All right. I think the scenes are really well coordinated. They just feel real. That scene was amazing right here. This scene was spectacular. It really helped. Okay, I'm just gonna zoom in a bit to show you. Yeah, this scene was great because you have Jack fighting with one hand with the box, um, and you have Davy Jones fighting, and um, I like how Lil Big Conley comes out, our true pirate. Oh yeah, that's the guy. Um, Ja, it was an amazing movie. So much humor in it, so much comedy, so much like comic relief. Lot of oh this is creepy. This is creepy. No, no, not that. Uh, right. Where is it? That's creepy. Ah, no, 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 no. I didn't want to do that. Sorry. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, let's go back to that. I think I messed up there. Sorry. Let's, okay, no, it's kind of further back here. It's right here, so. That is so creepy. Oh my gosh, look at that. That just looks so gross. um, yeah, so. It's a very, very good movie. It truly was. It definitely. It was a fantastic movie. It really felt like a fantastic movie. I'm gonna zoom out here a bit so I can show this. Uh, but yeah, this movie was very, very good. It was obviously the end of a trilogy. You don't get any more Will and and Elizabeth in the next one, but this one was very, very good. I felt that the fight scenes were great. The choreographing was great because it's what do you expect for a pirate movie? I mean, it really felt amazing. It was such a good movie. I loved it. I mean, it did feel like it was going on for a long time, but it did feel like an amazing movie. It really felt crazy and just amazing and just like, oh my gosh, show all everything. It just made a really good movie. Uh so yeah, that's The World's End, which is a very good movie. It did feel like a climax. It okay, yeah. So for Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, I'm gonna see if I can zoom so you can see the a little better. So yeah, this didn't really feel like a. It felt like a more of a new trilogy. It didn't feel like the next movie. Just kind of. I mean, it was a sequel, but it felt like a new trilogy in a way. Um, so I think they're planning on doing a Pirates of the Caribbean 6, but this felt like more of a. I mean, it's obviously standalone because it feels like like a new trilogy, kind of like Star Wars and Star Wars Episode 7. This feels like a new trilogy. It, 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 it definitely feels new. It kind of feels different. It's really, really different because you got Blackbeard, you got Angelica, which is his daughter. You got Barbossa, which was first time he's not actually a pirate. He's a privateer for the U.S. for the British Navy, um, which is different, very different. That's not usually him. That's not actually not him at all. Um, that's not what you expect. Um, but yeah, it was a decent movie. It was, different. It was very, very different. Obviously by a different director, but I mean, it's the same idea. Um, there's only cast members that come back are Johnny Depp, Gibbs, or no, Johnny. Little people come back. Characters who come back are Captain Jack Sparrow, Gibbs, and Barbossa. That's the only characters that come back. Uh, so yeah, to finish this off, let's go to the final trailer for this review episode. Uh, it felt like a pirate movie, but it just, I mean, you get a new ship, the Queen Has Revenge, which is very good. Which is different. It definitely felt like a different movie. It was a fun movie, but it definitely felt different. It's not like it definitely felt. It didn't really feel like the last installments. It felt new. Um, It does have Richard Griffiths in it, who plays Uncle Vernon Dursley in the Harry Potter franchise. It's the same actor, Johnny Depp, who pulls off Jack Sparrow um, beautifully. He really makes. He really performs because he's only because it's kind of like with Robert Downey Jr. As his Iron Man. Johnny Depp is the only one actor who should ever play Jack Sparrow. He's like the only person, like, because he does such a good job with it. Um, I don't like how the fact that he's the only the characters that come back are Jack Sparrow, Gibbs, and Barbossa. Those are the only characters that come back. I kind of thought it was a little weird to have Jack's dad, father in it. I do like how Barbossa and Jack Sparrow team up. It was very interesting. Also, I like how Barbossa has a wooden leg. It was very interesting. The mermaids are cool. I like this. I like this. This is so sweet to have a mermaid fall in love with a human, which is not really a thing that ever happens. I mean, at the end, at the end, she ends up turning this mermaid here ends up turning the guy she falls in love with to a mermaid, like a merman or something. I don't know. It's crazy. It's kind of crazy how he has how Jack. I didn't even know. I think he didn't know whether that Jack has a former lover in Angelica. We didn't even know that. That was great. These scenes are fantastic. that was a great scene. Yeah, it because the plot of this is they're searching for the fountain of youth, which grants eternal life or something, which is kind of a plot device used in Indiana Jones 3, I believe. This is the stuff that you can drink that cause you to live forever. The mermaid scene was great. Apparently there's zombies in it. They don't really look like zombies at all. They're just not even close. I don't like that. That was weird. I must say Barbossa. I love the Blackbeard they have in here. He really feels like a feared pirate you would want to fear. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's a pirate you want to like fear. Yeah. So these characters, I believe this guy plays Peeta. No, not Peeta. I believe he plays Finnick Odair in the Hunger Games franchise. That's why it looks so familiar. I do like how they fall in love. The relationship between this girl and this girl and him is amazing. Jack is just a really funny character. He just loves to play jokes and be scared out of nothing. That was so crazy. These scenes are amazingly funny. They're just the acting is so funny. People did say this movie was not the best movie, but I liked it. It's the same kind of movie. It's the same franchise. The beginning of it was funny because you have this scene. This whole thing was so funny. It was like really crazy. Just oh my gosh, it's so funny. Yeah, and apparently they're lovers, and I didn't like at the beginning of the movie how how Angelica dresses up as Jack Sparrow. That was kind of crazy. The casting for Blackbeard was crazy too, because that looks like Blackbeard. I guess I don't really know. But the acting was phenomenal. Really tense and stuff. Yeah, the definition of the relationship between Jack Sparrow and Gibbs is amazing, funny. Yeah, that the scene I'm talking about. That okay, that this is also another scene I was talking about, where yeah, so she sucks him in, and I guess that means turning into a mermaid or something. I don't know. It was fantastic. um, yeah, this whole I love this is my favorite part of the movie is the relationship um between this character and the mermaid. Cause he basically he starts to fall in love with her, and I believe she starts to fall in love with him, and so that makes sense. Um, Actually, this scene kind of reminds me of the first movie because there's a scene in the first movie where this happens. It definitely reminds me of that. Um, yeah, it was it's a good movie. I liked it. It was fun. Lot of action, a lot of kind of the comedy in this is so rich. It's so rich with comedy. It really is. It's it's so funny. Like it really defined the movie. It is like all these movies are funny because they just have so much humor in it, and it really makes the movie so much more fun. Um, so yeah, um, I mean, I felt what I didn't like about the thing I didn't like about this was it didn't feel like a good it wasn't as good as the other four as a three. I liked the other three better. It didn't really feel like a it didn't really feel like it really connected to the other three. I mean, it did in a way because he had Barbosa, but I mean, the only thing I didn't like about this movie was the fact that Barbosa is not a pirate, like a pirate. He's not really a pirate, and he kind of I guess at the end of the fourth of this movie he kind of goes back to being a pirate again, um, which is very nice, and it's the same acting, or the same actor as to play at least there's three. I think there's three people coming back for this movie. Um, I mean, it did feel like a Pirates movie. It felt really nice and just kind of amazing. Like the other are. I felt a little kind of weird to have Jack ever have been in a relationship before in his life ever. I never really. It just seems creepy. um, but yeah, I mean that's kind of all I can say for the movie. It was well done. It was a good movie. I liked it. I mean, there are some aspects that were kind of weird, not necessary, but um, it was an interesting flick. I liked it. They did a good job with it. So yeah, what can I say about all four of these? The entire franchise itself is. Oh, sorry. I just realized that I'm not really zoomed out enough. Okay. The entire franchise itself is phenomenal. They do a good job with all four of them. Um, Rating wise, like I do every week, I'd give the first one, um, I guess not a good 9 out of 10 because it was a good movie enough. Um, the second movie, because it was so creepy and dark and just weird, I'm gonna give it a good 6 out of 10. Um, for the third one, essentially because of how a lot more action than any of the other ones. Had a lot of action and just like so much like do so much battling and like pirate ship versus ship kind of thing. I'm gonna give this third one a full on 100% 10 out of 10 because it just made the movie. It was it was my favorite movie. It was favorite movie in the franchise. Was just it did the. It was a good job. It did a really good job. Um, Very well done, very well made. The choreographing was phenomenal. The acting was pretty good. Um, the comedy was funny. The comedy really means the same as the other three. Because Jack is just that's what Huey is. It's just so funny. Um, and for the fourth one, well, uh, I don't know. I didn't like it a lot. I mean, I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it. The only thing I liked about it was the relationship between um, that guy and the mermaid. That was sweet, but that's the only thing I really um that's the only thing I really think that I liked about the movie. The rest of it was kind of weird and kind of creepy and like weird, just kind of like weird. Not something I'm used to. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10 because it was just weird. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's all I can say for this episode of Reviewed. I'm gonna try something a little different next week. I think you'll like it. I'm gonna try a different way of doing. I'm gonna try a little something that I don't usually do really, because it's mainly focused on trilogies, or franchises. So I think you know what I mean. But yeah, it'll be on a certain thing, a certain thing. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode reviewed, and I'll see you next week for another episode. So yeah, I mean, again, this is a great franchise. I'm looking forward to the next one, and yeah, that's all I can say. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time for the next episode. Alright. Thanks for watching. See ya.